The Fox News resident priest weighed in on the current situation unfolding at Trump's border, and he had some noteworthy thoughts here. Check this out.
Over 3,000 Catholics and other people of faith signed a pledge to express solidarity with those in the caravan seeking asylum in the United States.
The executive director of the Franciscan Action Network is quoted as saying this: "We feel it's our moral duty to welcome and protect the asylum seekers in the migrant caravan who simply seek a safe place to live and raise their kids. To turn them away at our border would be inhumane." Here to react is Father Jonathan Morris. Father, thanks for being here this morning.
Welcome.
This is one side of a Catholic view of the migrant caravan, of migration generally. Where do you fall?
Well, I think the Catholic view is actually much more nuanced, and this is a statement like that, at least the part that we just read, I think doesn't do justice to the perpetual moral and ethical principles that have been out there. First of all, there is a natural human right to emigrate. That means to leave one's country. If I want to leave the United States of America, I have the natural human right to be able to do that.
Sure.
But I don't have a human right. It's not a human right to immigrate wherever I want to. And that is the responsibility of a sovereign state, to make sure that immigration levels are both safe and sustainable. Now, of course, that's on the human reason, natural level. We also have a responsibility, and this is where we have to balance these principles, to make sure that we are taking care of those who are most in need, who are fleeing from danger. And it's the government's responsibility, our elected officials, to determine how to balance those principles, right? To make sure that there is safety and that there are sustainable levels of immigration, at the same time to welcome those who are truly in need. No administration in either party in recent history has been able to do it. My hope is that because President Trump is so out of the box on so many things, perhaps if he's reelected in his second term, it's the greatest hope that he actually does something radical. Neither administration, neither party has done sufficiently in this very serious crisis we're in. I live in in the Bronx, New York, where most people are recent immigrants, many of them illegal. The illegal immigrants are living a terrible situation here in the United States. Yes, they were fleeing for something perhaps much worse, and that's why we're here. But the system we're using right now is very hypocritical. We're saying you're not allowed to come in, but we're going to have a porous border and let you come in, but you're going to come in here illegally. And so the wages are going to be low, and you're going to have to live in the shadows. That's not good for the United States of America, and it's not good for the illegal immigrant.
So true,
Major change needs to happen, and we need some serious moral leadership to do it.
So that was interesting for a few reasons. Now, I would expect any religious leader to actually kind of take a hardcore position in favor of the undocumented immigrants, because they have to do the whole, like, we're really good people thing and we want to help everybody, and when people are in need, you have to lend a helping hand, and that's part of what we're all about. On the one hand, I expect religious leaders to take that position. But then on the other hand, we're talking about Fox News here. So when you have a Fox News priest he's always on Fox News, you expect, since it's Fox News, they found a priest to say the opposite, to be like, no, you got to follow the law, and I'm all about law and order, and so we should shut down the border, and we should kick out all the undocumented immigrants. Because it's Fox News, you would expect them to kind of fish for any religious leader who would make that argument. But the surprise is, he actually kind of took a middle ground there, where he was like, well, when you're dealing with immigration in a country, you do need to try to find, there's a balance of principles. On the one hand, you need safe and sustainable levels of immigration so that the country can function. But then on the other hand, you do want to help those who are deeply in need. So it's almost like the argument he made was very reasonable until he said, well, listen, Trump is so out of the box that, if he gets a second term, he could do something radical. Maybe he can fix it. Dude, what? You just gave a very moderate middle ground argument on immigration, and then your point now is, well, hey, maybe Trump will fix it, but he's not a moderate. he's been screaming nonstop about, hey, let's totally shut down the border, and he's just signed a proclamation that says let's not allow certain of the people in the caravan to apply for asylum. So, I mean, he's made one of the things he ran on was being a hardliner on immigration. So this idea that you say all this moderate stuff on immigration and they say, well, maybe Trump will do that. No, he's telling you he wants to be a hardliner on it, and he's acting like a hardliner on it. I don't know if you saw, they were just tear gassing people at the border. So it's amazing to me that, and maybe it's just because he's on Fox News that he feels like, hey, I'll throw out this one line about how maybe Trump will fix it in the hopes that I get all the viewers off my ass. Because going into it, you have to know that if you give a middle ground view on immigration, that audience is not going to dig it because it's the Fox News audience. And by the way, that's exactly what happened. This video was on YouTube, and I scrolled down, took a look, and well over 50% dislikes. And I have to say that some of the comments were genuinely hilarious. So then we're like, oh, the Catholic Church just wants these young immigrant kids to get in here so that they can do you know what to the kids. Oh, that's a sick burn, dude. That is a sick burn. Especially, it is kind of true, like, oh, really? The Catholic Church is going to care deeply about human beings when seemingly every other year you have a just disgustingly terrible child fucking scandal, like sex crime. They've paid out billions of dollars as a result of this. And they're like, no, but seriously, we care about people even though we were just boning kids. But that's what it is. We're so holy. But yeah, they don't like it, not because of that, but because he gave a middle ground argument. And these guys do not like middle ground arguments on any issue, but definitely on immigration. So the Fox News priest lost the Fox News audience because he dared to not be a complete hardliner on the issue of immigration.